Welcome back to the Sovereign Ratio. Today we're going to talk about one of my personal favorite altcoins, which is Filecoin. And is it a security? Before we get started, please smash the subscribe button, the like button, and leave me a comment below. So it's no secret that the SEC is trying to play some political games and issue Wells notices to many crypto projects, as it's done like 54 times now. And here we have a new one with Filecoin and Grayscale. So the SEC has asked Grayscale to stop listing Filecoin in its trust exchange, which essentially, if you're not familiar with Grayscale, think of Grayscale as a large pool of assets. So whether that be that asset be Bitcoin or whether it be Filecoin, Grayscale owns a very large quantity of that asset. And when you purchase a Grayscale share of that asset, you're purchasing a portion or a percentage of what is available in Grayscale. It's not too terribly different from a stock, except for the fact that, like on a decentralized or a centralized exchange, for crypto, you can actually withdraw those assets and you take ownership of them or custody of them by having your seed phrase. In the case of Grayscale, when you purchase into Grayscale, you're simply just purchasing a portion of what's in the trust and do not have the ability to withdraw those assets directly into your cold wallet or hard wallet. In its amalgamation of Wells notices and saying that other crypto projects are securities, the SEC has now warned that Filecoin, which Grayscale holds a large position in, may be a security and is now asking Grayscale to remove that, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because Filecoin has been around for a really long time and the SEC has had plenty of opportunities to come up with this. For me personally, I think this is a play of some financial aspect or financial reason that we don't know about, that all of these Wells notices are being issued and the SEC is trying to crack down on these particular projects. To me, it seems a little fishy, but there's good news. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this CT article so that it's very clear as to what's happened so far. According to a May 17th announcement from Grayscale, the firm initially lodged a Form 10 application with the regulator to launch an updated Filecoin Trust product on April 14th. The Form 10 would see the firm's pre-existing Filecoin Trust product become more akin to a public company, which would file quarterly reports on its financial activity. Grayscale said it received a comment letter from SEC staff on May 16th, which is a whole month after this, where regulator then warned that Filecoin meets the definition of a security under federal law and asked them to withdraw their application for the trust product. Grayscale stated that in its view, Filecoin is not a security and would be sending an explanation to the SEC for its reasoning. Quote unquote, Grayscale does not believe that Filecoin is a security under the federal securities laws and intends to respond promptly at the SEC staff with an explanation of the legal basis of Grayscale's position. So just kind of looking at Filecoin here from a technical perspective, it hasn't really done much since this news came out, right? It's been hovering around the 430 to 460 area, currently sitting at 460. Kind of waiting to see what Bitcoin's going to do in this upcoming week after Memorial Day and see if we get a move up on that, which it does kind of look like it's going to be that way. Again, I'm not expecting a big move out of any altcoins unless the metaverse play does come out. On June 5th here next week, there is an event with either Apple or Google regarding metaverse and virtual reality. We could see a metaverse fueled move up again like we've seen in the past. Not really sure, but Filecoin would not have too terribly much to do with that. It would be more Arweave, I would think. But in either, Filecoin's just kind of hanging out, right? It's not really doing anything. The weekly stochastic oscillator is all the way at the bottom, looking like it wants to turn up. But the last time that happened here, there was really a nothing burger. It was a very small move, nothing really to get excited about. And then the time after that, though, when it turned up, it was a big move, right? So it went from 225 to $9, 4x. So could be a big move off of this cross, could be a little move off of the cross. The RSI is not in confluence with that, however. Back on this giant move that we saw, RSI was much lower. It was more in the oversold area. Right now, it's just kind of hovering around in the middle. So we'll see what happens. I think it's still a good coin long-term for sure. And obviously the potential's there, which I've talked about many times on this channel. You can see several different levels here. If we did get a move up, you could see a move up to these resistance points at $11, 15 bucks, 15 and a half, 19, and 27. Given the all-time high was up here at $236. I don't think that's too much to ask for it to go back up to 11 bucks, but you know, we'll see what happens. Looking at the reverse fib here, the magic 1618 number is sitting at $385. Again, I'm not going to count on anything like that in the next cycle. I would just be happy to see all-time highs again. Even $200. $200 would be fantastic. It's a 40-something X from here. So once again, Filecoin is a utility token. It actually has real use. The SEC ruling or Wells notice is being combated by Grayscale, and price really hasn't done anything. So to me, I'm calling this a big nothing burger. And I would still recommend considering Filecoin for the next bull run because it is a utility token, and I think utility tokens are really, really going to do well. So hopefully this was a good update for you. You found some use from it, enjoyed it. Please leave me a like on the video and a comment. Subscribe to the channel. I'm really looking to get in that algorithm, so I appreciate you coming by, checking everything out, and doing something to interact. So have a fantastic rest of your week and safe trading.